Hi, my name is Ashley Bennett. I am the lesson coordinator here at Porch Music Store. I'm going to run through some of our most frequently asked questions today regarding lessons. So we have people come in all the time asking all these questions, so I thought it would be cool to share them with you. So the biggest question that we get to begin with is, what kind of lessons do you offer? We offer so many different kinds of lessons, but the biggest ones, we have piano, guitar, ukulele, bass, saxophone, trumpet, flute, clarinet, and beginner and advanced voice lessons. We've got a whole bunch of different instructors teaching a whole bunch of different instruments, so lots of different learning styles, teaching styles, but those are the lessons that we do offer. So number 2, how long are lessons? That is kind of a fun question. Most of our lessons run half an hour. Now for our younger students, like little kiddies, sometimes they'll come in for just a 15-minute lesson just to kind of get their feet wet. But the majority of our students come in for either half an hour or an hour. The hour lessons are usually reserved for the more advanced students or students that just really want to get a longer period of time to dig into their material, but the majority of students are in here for half an hour. So number 3. Do I need my own instrument? Short answer, yes. Yes, you do. You definitely need an instrument at home to be able to practice. Now, it's nice if you are learning voice. You don't have to have the instrument at home because you already have it. But any of the other instruments, you definitely have to have your own at home. If that is an issue, we do have some here that you can rent. So if that's something that you're wondering about, definitely come in and talk to us and we'll get something set up for you. So number 4. How old should my child be to start lessons? Some teachers will have different theories on different starting points. My personal theory, if the child can read, then the child is ready to start. Some students can start earlier if they show a leaning towards music or a leaning towards rhythm. Sometimes that's a very good sign that they're ready. But usually a good age to start is anywhere between like 4, 5, 6, 7. That's a really, really great range. Their brain is really ready to start learning things. But again, it varies by teacher, so check with a specific teacher that you'd like. If you don't have a specific teacher that you'd like, we can kind of give you different viewpoints, different standpoints, and we'll get you set up with somebody. So number 5, am I too old to learn? Answer to that is no, you are never too old to learn music. I have a number of retired students. I have a gentleman who comes in here just every once in a while when he wants to learn something new on his instrument. It could be every couple months, it could be every 6 months. He is in his 70s or 80s, I'm not really sure. But it really kind of depends on you. You're never too old to learn. As long as you have the will to learn, we would love to teach you. So number 6, do I need books for my lesson? Most instructors are going to require you to have a book for your lesson. We do carry all of the books in our storefront, so you don't have to worry about ordering those online. We have them right there for you. You can go ahead and just pick them up right here. But yes, you do need books for your lessons. So number 7, I love this question. How long does it take to learn an instrument? This is entirely dependent on how much you practice. There's no set amount of time that says, all right, if you take guitar lessons for precisely 3.5 years, you will be an expert. Not the case. You really just have to be willing to put the time into it and accept that everybody's different, everybody learns at different speeds, and they pick up different things faster or slower. So it's different for every person. I really can't even give a ballpark for proficiency. It all depends on how much you're willing to practice and how much effort you're willing to put into your practice. So number 8, what is the best instrument to start on? This, again, it's kind of another one of those questions that it varies by kind of instructor or different, it really depends on the student, but some really great starter instruments. If you want to learn music in general, if you want to learn music theory, piano is a wonderful place to start. The structure of the keyboard really gives you a really solid foundation for learning pretty much any other instrument. But if you're not so much sold on the theory side, you really just want something that is, functional, that you can learn to play quickly, ukulele is a really great place to start. It's a relatively simple instrument to become proficient at. It doesn't take very long. So if you're looking for more of the instant gratification side of things, ukulele is definitely the way to go. But piano is a really, really great place to start as well. It teaches a really great foundation for music theory. It teaches you rhythm. It's just, that's my, if you can't tell, that's my personal favorite instrument to start with. So number 9, what happens if I want to learn an instrument, but I'm left-handed? There are a ton of different schools of thought on this. What the majority of us here at Porch Music Store think, you're learning a new instrument, you're learning a new skill. It's not that different to learn with your left hand than it is to learn with your right. So it makes your life much simpler if, as a left-handed person, you would start learning the guitar or ukulele like a right-handed person. Both of your hands are using new skills. The only thing you're going to have to overcome, your dominant hand is much better at rhythm than your non-dominant hand, so that'll be something that takes a little bit of time, but again, learning a completely new skill, it's going to take some time anyway. So there are left-handed instruments made for ukulele, guitar, that you can purchase, but it's honestly, you'll have to find someone who can teach you left-handed. You'll have to find left-handed materials, left-handed instruments for the rest of your life, and that's a pain. So we like to keep it simple, and we just say, just learn like right-handed, and it'll make your life much easier. So number 10, what do I need to bring to my lesson? This, again, varies by instructor, but the majority of the time you need whatever instrument you are taking, unless you're taking voice or piano. You need to bring your instrument, you need to bring your book. If you have accessories like a tuner or a capo, it's always a good idea to bring those with you to your lesson, just in case you might need them. Those aren't necessities, but the biggest necessities are your instrument and your book. That's pretty much it. So number 11, I love this question too. Do I really have to practice? Yes, you really have to practice. So your success in learning anything, not just music, but learning anything, is dependent on how much effort you're willing to put into it. Same goes with music. You have to be willing to put in the time and the effort to learn your instrument. So yes, you need to practice. Number 12, how long should I practice and how often? When you're practicing, it's always a better idea to practice more often for smaller periods of time rather than practicing one day a week for 3 hours. Your hands will be sore, you'll be grumpy, and your brain will not retain nearly the amount of information it will if you had repeated that over the course of a week. So this, again, varies by instructor. Me personally, I always recommend that the student practices however long their lesson is. So if they have a 30-minute lesson, I recommend that they practice for 30 minutes, 4 days a week. One of our instructors says that they should practice every day for however 1 minute for every year old they are. So, if the student is 7, they practice for 7 minutes every day. So it really kind of depends on your instructor. Talk with them about that if you're unsure, to figure out what their preferences are for that. But you definitely need to practice, and you need to practice often. Okay, number 13, do you offer online lessons? Yes, we do. We did not prior to COVID-19, but that Four-Star Studio online, and we've really found that it's a really great place to teach. It's a really interesting platform to get to interact with students. So we do offer online lessons. We can do them over Skype, Zoom, Facebook Messenger, FaceTime. I think there's another one, but those are the 4 big ones. And honestly, I was not a fan of online lessons before having to do them, but they have been some of the coolest lessons that I've been able to teach. So if you are hesitant about online lessons, please reach out to us. We'd love to talk with you about them. And like I said, it's a really cool platform to be able to teach and to be able to learn. Okay, so number 14, moving right along, can I change instructors? Short answer to this is yes, you absolutely can change instructors. We really love that about just our setup here. We have so many different instructors with so many different teaching styles and personalities. We want to make sure that either you or your child have the perfect fit. The relationship is so important when it comes to learning an instrument, and we want to make sure that you and your child are really comfortable with whoever your instructor is. So maybe you come in for a lesson and you have one or two and you're like, I don't know about this. Please talk to me, talk to Linda, talk to anybody and say, listen, this is not anything personal, but we would kind of like to see what other teaching styles are available. We would love to get you set up with someone that really works with you and you feel very comfortable with. All right, so my last question that I get asked all the time, how do I use the online portal? So short answer is, when you signed up, you should have received an email that would help you set up a password for the online portal. It's pretty easy to use, but we are actually going to be producing another one of these videos that shows you exactly what to do to log on to our online portal, how to use it, how to use all the cool little features that I am so excited to share with you. But thank you so much for watching, and hopefully this answered your questions. If you have any others, please don't hesitate to contact us, and we will get that answered as soon as possible. Thanks so much.